We are live. Good morning, Crypto Warriors, and welcome back to the Gym in the Crypto, episode 1257. Today is Wednesday, November 27, 2024, and I'm King here to bridge the gap between the community and crypto Monday through Friday at 10ish. Today's top story is Bitcoin down as Jim Cramer says crypto deserves a spot in portfolio. Brazil's Congress to weigh Bitcoin reserve as hedge against global risk. Big victory in Tornado Cash case as judge says OFAC exceeded authority, and Solana meme coin trader turns $160 into $5.6 million with Byro token. But first and foremost, let's go ahead and take a quick look at them prices and see what's going on in the market today. All right, so Bitcoin is coming in not so hot, but still hot when you look at the whole lifespan of it. Bitcoin's coming in at $94,763, up 1.37%. Ethereum's at $3,523, up 5.26%. I'm assuming this clock probably resets late at night because they all dipped from yesterday, of course. Number 5, BNB at $633, up 2.16%. Ripple at $1.45, up 5.8%. Number 9, Cardano at $1, up 8%, 8.07%. Number 10, Avalanche is back. AVAX at 43.32, up 3.08%. Fear and Greed Index has went down just a little bit to an 83. Bitcoin dominance 57.17. Ethereum dominance 12.95. And those are your prices on the day. So go ahead, take one more quick look at that as I go ahead and check out this chat and say what up, though, to all the warriors out there. Hope everyone's having a great start to the week. What's today? Today Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. BK Crypto, what up, though? Jerome Jones, Wisdom Bars. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let's go ahead and hop straight into it. Not much news today as everyone still looks for this price discovery. Are we going to go past 100K? Of course, that's what everyone's waiting on. All eyes and are on the road to 100K. Jim Cramer finally says that Bitcoin and crypto is a good investment as we near the 100K mark. And again, you cannot make this stuff up. It's too funny. This guy is supposed to be the world-renowned expert. He's telling you to stuff your portfolio at the all-time highs of $95,000 to $98,000. You got to love it. Jim Cramer doubled down on his I should have worn my shirt. I got to get back to wearing my white shirt again, my Jim Cramer shirt. Jim Cramer doubled down on his tip to buy crypto, saying he was going to call the top by recommending it yet again. I guess technically he did. Bitcoin's price fell 2% on the same day. CNBC markets commentator Jim Cramer suggested that cryptocurrencies should have a place in every investor's portfolio. Woo, that contraindicator never misses. Cramer has become a meme for his investment advice, which many say usually turns out to be the wrong call, yet he still has a TV show somehow. There was even a short-lived exchange-traded fund that bet against his buy tips. In November 26th edition at CNBC's, I really can't believe this. In November 26th edition of CNBC's Mad Money, Cramer endorsed owning crypto as a hedge against a ballooning deficit as U.S. debt climbs over $36 trillion. Again, this is the expert setting the record straight on Bitcoin and crypto at almost $100,000. That's the expert. I think Bitcoin, Ethereum, and maybe, we even get some maybes from them. And maybe even some other cryptocurrencies deserve a spot in your portfolio, he said. Maybe one day if the deficit gets under control, I'll change my tune. And see, this is why this guy doesn't know what he's talking about when it comes to Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, because he's still looking at the traditional market, making his decision on a emerging technology, right? It's almost like saying, I'll make, gasoline will do well if the lighter fluid market's doing bad. And it's like, bro, this is gasoline though. Like, it's going to do well regardless. It's like it's going to flame up. It's like, yeah, but the lighter fluid market, like, it's like, regardless of the lighter fluid market, bro, it's gasoline. Like, it's going to do well. To me, this is the same thing. He's like, well, the deficit is bad. So Bitcoin and cryptos and Ethereum, like, now these are good picks. It's like, bro, regardless of the deficit being good or bad, this is a technology that allows each individual person to do all of their banking needs on their cell phone individually without a third party. Like, that is the gasoline. You don't need whether we're in deficit or not doesn't determine if this technology is valuable or if it works. So again, the fact that he's still making statements like this, it shows me he actually does not know what he's talking about in this space. I wonder if he's the one even talking, or are they still passing notes at this point? But in the last 24 hours, Bitcoin dropped 2% down to around $92,700 after a rally that sent it to a peak of $99,571. I also want to point out that CNBC is the same station, the same network that told you to buy a $3 and something XRP Ripple token at his all-time high, which it has never returned to. In the last 24 hours, I'll say that some users quickly suggested he should only make negative points about crypto in lines with the internet's inverse Cramer effect concept. I agree. If only he said negative things about Bitcoin and crypto, we might actually see it pump every time he says something. But instead, we're only seeing the opposite. And again, he's back to wave his Bitcoin and crypto flag again as it gets toward $100,000. You talk about again market manipulation and how they came after market participants, particularly YouTubers, people on Twitter and things like that on X. It's like, how are you not going after a station or a network the size of CNBC that continuously spouts wrong financial information and literally like just gets people just destroyed, wrecked, liquidated, call it what you want. They are able to continue doing this week in, week out, day in, day out. Is absolutely amazing that they face no repercussions for this. I mean, I wonder if they're being like targeted or marketed on the back end as an entertainment company. So they're like, hey, we're just talking shit, man. Y'all just having to put it on TV because this is absolutely insane. This guy keeps making the type of calls that he makes and when he makes. He's telling you to buy Bitcoin and crypto at 100K. This is actually the moment you tell people not to buy. Like either let it cross and see what the type of volatility we're going to get, or you let it dip first. But regardless, like the difference between you buying right now for the first time at 100, like, okay, fine, it goes to 120K versus it going back down to 80 or 70. Like going down is a realistic scenario already as well. Like we just pumped, I don't know how much percentage points in the last couple of months. And you got this guy coming over here telling you it's time to buy. It's pretty funny. Let's see what else do we have going on. Memories of Mike, what's going on? What up, though? He wants you to buy at the all-time high, get wrecked so he can buy more with the mini exodus. Genius, actually, though. I don't mess with that effort. Satoshi Slim, you already know it. What else we have? Brazil is in the news. I wanted to do it like Dom Toretto off Fast and Furious. Brazil. Brazil's Congress to weigh Bitcoin reserve as hedge against global risk. That's right. New legislation aims to establish a sovereign federal Bitcoin reserve, potentially enhancing asset diversification and economic resilience. People, this is the way it works. First, you have one country mention it, right? Or you have one country do it, El Salvador. You have another country mentioned as a recent. Which smaller country was that? I can't think of it. Now you got United States. Different states are thinking about doing it. Of course, Texas talked about it already. Different treasuries. What was the other one? Wisconsin or Delaware, or whatever. My point is the talks are starting to happen about Bitcoin being a reserve currency, and countries, states, regions, organizations are like, hey, you won't catch us last with it. Like you won't get it before us, or we won't be the last ones with it. I think this is going to start the hyper Bitcoinization effect of when we really see these prices take off is when you see countries say, we need to, like the same way they're buying it for ETFs. When you see countries start buying it and say, no, we need to buy this as a reserve against inflation or the dollar drops or anything like that, that is when you're going to see it take off. A newly proposed bill in Brazil's Congress plans to establish a sovereign federal Bitcoin reserve, potentially reshaping the country's approach to digital assets. The bill was introduced on November 25th by Congressman Eros Biondini and seeks the creation of a sovereign strategic Bitcoin reserve known as RESBIT. According to the legislation, the Bitcoin reserve could shield the country's sovereign reserve from currency fluctuations and geopolitical risks, while also serving as collateral for the country's forthcoming central bank digital currency, dubbed Real Digital X, so DREX. So they're actually going to have a CBDC, and they're going to back it with Bitcoin. This makes sense. Can't see what's going to happen next. Like I said, we have El Salvador. I can't think of the other country. Let me know in the comments right now. The other country we just discussed the last few days. But we have El Salvador. Brazil is a large country. It's not like some of these other developing ones. If Brazil takes it on, I mean, you can expect most of South and Central America to copycat, I think. If Brazil were to take this on, I think you can expect most of South and Central America to copycat. And from there, it is on, people. Like, it is going to spread like the gospel that Bitcoin is. This is amazing news to see. Of course, it's great for the price, and it puts things in perspective. One country has it now. Of course, Bitcoin, America has it because we've confiscated it. But one country has it, and organizations have it, like Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy, BlackRock's ETFs, ETF options. You talk about futures. My point is, you're only talking about 5 or 6, 7 huge organizations and countries really hoarding it outside of exchanges, of course, as well. So that puts the price at 100K. Could you imagine we just doubled that? They said, fine, let's get 10 countries and organizations that really hold it and go after it. Let's get 15 that really hold it and go after it. Let's get 2 to 3 more large countries to hold it and reserve it. 100K is nothing, people. You're looking at easily 160 to $230,000 Bitcoin overnight with just the addition of another country or two. So this is great news for the price. A long road to go still before the war is actually finalized. These are just these bloody battles still, but it's all onward and upward when you're looking at it from a broad approach. Of course, if you zoom in, it's going to look bad, but if you zoom out, this is all going to be looking good. All right, big victory. Oh, this is great news to see. Big victory in Tornado Cash. Hey, look, we clean up all this crypto BS for Trump getting in, it looks like. Big victory in Tornado Cash as judge says OFAC exceeded authority. A U.S. appeals court said Treasury's OFAC overstepped when it sanctioned Tornado Cash immutable smart contracts, leading to a nearly 900% surge in Torn, which they didn't realize what would happen, which is hilarious. A couple things. First, yeah, I honestly do think they're trying to clean up some stuff before the new administration gets into office because they already said they're crypto friendly. So the last thing you want is an appeals judge or even a regular judge to set precedent or say something about crypto that's going to harm it, when in reality, that's not what the new administration wants. So I think already on the back end, they're probably doing some cleaning up, which is why we're seeing, the FDIC chair talk about resigning January 20th. We got Gary Gensler resigning January 20th. We got judges going back, saying, oh, we're going to appeal this. This might have got this one wrong. They're doing this to safeguard themselves. It's not for the industry as a whole. That's the first thing. Second thing is this. Like, I think the government may have expected this, and I know some of the industry expected it. I did. This goes back to that episodes I've had when I mentioned Sammy the Bull Gravano, of course, the mafia hitman from back in the day, New York mob, and all that good stuff. And he brought up the point of, if you wanted to screw with the competition, let's say you're screwing with another trucking company or union and stuff, trucking company specifically, he was like, we'll just work with the government and the regulators, and we'll make sure that every truck that enters or exits the compound is like thoroughly checked, search any type of any type of procedure you did wrong or anything you're missing. They're going to like over regulate, overdo you, over fine you, and they're essentially going to back up your truck line to the point you can't get anything on or off your actual warehouse depot, right? And then eventually your business will just fail because it's like, all right, we're getting fined every day. We can't even do our work because they're not allowing us. And now eventually we go out of business. He said they did that across a ton of different industries, and that's how they slow the competition down. We saw that in the crypto space when I was talking about how the American government went after XRP Ripple. I was like, hey, it's not even about winning for the American government. They just want to slow them down. Brad Garlinghouse became the 5th wealthiest man overnight and caught people off guard in 2017. The United States government does not want a repeat of that, or even worse, where it's like 10 wealthy, the world's most wealthy people pop up overnight and the government has no clue they even exist. They don't want that. So they made sure to put the brakes on XRP. Of course, years go by, we develop our technology, we get our Bitcoin reserve going, and then they're like, okay, we don't care what happens with the XRP case. This is the same thing with Tornado Cash. They're like, hey, the government's not dumb. They know that, like, all right, this is about to be whack-a-mole. The code's out. People can do it. The best we can do is scare people into like just unfairly arrest this guy, throw him through the ringer, whatever. They don't care if it sticks or not. Whether he's staying in prison for next life term or whatever, the government doesn't care. They just want to slow him down. They want to slow down what he thought, his ideals, everything he was doing, which was essentially making Bitcoin even more anonymous, adding a real anonymity feature to it by allowing you to mix it on a website. Again, we're talking about this guy, Tornado Cash. For those who doesn't know what Tornado Cash is, it is a website that allows you to send Bitcoin to, that will mix it up so you don't know whose or what Bitcoin you're getting, and it gives you the same amount back. You just don't know where it came from. The government hates this because it makes their job, job, which they're getting paid to do, to track it in criminal defenses or offenses, whatever, a little bit more difficult. So instead of actually doing their job, they're just saying, you know what, our job has become hard. We're going to go after the guy who made the website, not the people who are actually committing crimes, right? So it's unfortunate to see. I'm glad a judge came back around and said, yo, freedom of speech is what I'm assuming. You can't arrest people and fine them because they create a website that criminals use. Like, again, this slippery slope, just is a slippery slope. Tornado Cash users scored a major victory in the U.S. appeals court after a three-judge panel, three judges, not just one, three-judge panel found the Treasury's sanctions against the cryptos mixers immutable smart contracts were unlawful. And this is my thing before we go even further. What happens next? My thing is this, like, and this is what makes it worse. The Treasury gets paid by taxpayers. They work for taxpayers. They work for us. So again, the same people who work for you, Tornado Cash, decided to go after your company and try to end you in their company. Lawsuit. If three judges are saying, hey, this is wrong, I want everything back times three. The Treasury Department should have to pay Tornado Cash and this founder fines and monies for what they've done. Like, they tried, if not if actually succeeded in destroying this man's reputation and his actual business. Like, now when people look up his name, all they're gonna see is something about OFAC, the U.S. government coming after them, money laundering. It's like, no business, no corporate business, especially with like middle America looking at it, is going to say, I'm going to do business with you. It's too risky because people aren't going to do their due diligence and say, oh no, the government did this, it's unfair the way they did. No, the damage has been done. So I hope this person takes the Treasury Department, the chair, whoever's in charge, take them all to court and make us all learn the hard way. In November 26th, legal opinion, a Fifth Circuit Appeals Court three-judge panel said the Office of Foreign Assets Control, OFAC, exceeded its authority in sanctioning Tornado Cash immutable smart contracts, reversing a lower court's decision and granting the platform's users a partial summary judgment. And this is also why I'm saying here in crypto, I've been saying this since I started for the most part, when it comes to crypto taxes, and at this point now, seeing the FTX trial and all these other trials and stuff, when it comes to anything illegal in crypto, as long as you're not physically harming someone, like there's not violence involved, and you're talking about white collar money crime, like maybe I created a website, maybe I didn't, maybe I used a mixer, maybe this, that, even hacks and scams at this point. Shut up and get a lawyer. Like, just shut up and get a lawyer. I think stories like this are showing us that, hey, even if the government's overstepping or things, and this is, hey, shout out to LA. That's why I tell people it's the culture out here. It's only a case. It's only a case, and things change. So my thing is, like, OFAC came down hard on this guy, put him in prison, whatever. Way to stay strong, way to stay solid, way to stay the course, because now you're coming back just a few months, if not a year later, with other judges appealing, saying no. So shout out to the American justice system. I've been thinking about this a lot lately. When there has been some great corrections in our justice system to where we're seeing checks and balances. I think this is one of them. I'm happy to see it. I want to shout it out when I do see it, because of course I'm super critical of our government as well. But to me, this is it actually working to where it's like, yeah, what they did was pretty messed up. It's jacked up how they did the Tornado Cash founder. Again, I hope he sues and gets some type of award back for this. But shout out to the appeals court for doing what they're there to do, to look over these cases and say, this isn't American. This is un-American. The appeals court panel said that while the Treasury has the power to take action against property, Tornado Cash's immutable smart contracts were not property under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, as they cannot be controlled or owned. There we go. And this is why DeFi is so important. Again, I'm not sure about Tornado Cash, but a lot of these technologies are open source, which means anyone can grab the code and recreate it. A lot of them are decentralized, where they're saying, hey, there's not one owner, right? We're doing DAOs now where they're saying no one owns this, even though the government's saying you're all partners. But essentially everyone's stepping back for this very reason. So when things go to court, when they get muddled and things like that, you can't point to a human and say, well, this is the person behind it, especially when the code is out there, because then you can just say, hey man, it's your 15-year-old nephew who's doing it, and now they stole the code from you or whatever. They borrowed it. Here's Blockchain Association saying, talking about the ruling in the X thread, talking about immutable smart contracts. are not the property of a foreign national or entity. So that hopefully can get rid of a lot of the money laundering things on an international scale, some of those charges they had. And you can also see this says we hold that Tornado Cash is immutable smart contracts. The lines of privacy enabling software code are not the property of a foreign national entity, meaning they cannot be blocked under IEEPA. And two, OFAC overstepped its congressionally defined authority, the trio of judges wrote. This is a huge win, not only for Tornado Cash, but for the crypto industry. And again, specifically, they're talking about the lines of privacy enabling software code. I hope you all really realize what just happened with this guy and how scary of times we're in. Like, especially, and I'm one of them too, to an extent, but some of you Ned Flanders who are way worse, who are just like, government can't do nothing wrong, system can't do nothing wrong, these people can't, humans can't do anything wrong. For those people, it's like they threw a man in prison, took all of his shit and threw him in prison because he had a line of code. I want to show you all, because I know some people who don't know how to code. I want to show you what a line of code looks like. Lines of code. Here we go. I was going to show you some lines of code. Let me bring up just so I actually could just bring up my I have it my Sublime text for those who know what Sublime is in the background. I could just bring up Sublime, I guess, and write some code and share the screen. But let me just see like a basic line of code image. Here we go. Google Images. I'm gonna show you all what this guy got arrested for, so we can really put this in perspective, because this is super ridiculous. I don't think people understand how ridiculous this is. All right, I'm gonna share this tab. Yeah, it's not even sharing actual code right here. All right, well, this is what it would look like. This is the wrong tab. Let me find a good line. Let me find some good lines. I thought that was a good one, but I was just clicking around. Here we go. Here we go. Boom. Here we go. Some basic stuff right here. All right, I got a basic one up. I'm about to share the screen just so we're on the same page about why we're throwing people into prison right now, next to murderers, rapists, child molesters, all that good stuff. We're throwing people who write, essentially. My man's wrote on the computer. This is what it looks like. This is not even a line of code. This is just some import files. There we go. Boom. All right. So this is what you're looking at, people. Like, this is what code is, and this is what makes everything pop up on your screen, right? So all this guy did is write something similar to this, right? He wrote something like this, and all what he wrote does is on the computer screen, it allows you to mix your Bitcoin. They threw him in prison and took all of his shit because he wrote this and released it on the internet. Like, if this doesn't show you how people are, we're still in this, like, I don't even know, this what's the word, like this retro legacy mindset of like technology is big and scary. If that doesn't illustrate it, like, this should really illustrate that in 2023 and 2024 we're still arresting other humans. So I will kidnap another human in a prison, wrote something and put it on the internet that allows people to do things that I can't control. If that isn't as psychotic as it gets, I don't know. You tell me. Like, that is fucking psychotic. I'm going to stop other humans. I'm literally going to stop other humans from living their life. I'm going to kidnap them and throw them in prison because they wrote internet code. To me, this shows the weakness of our government, the weakness of thought processes, the weakness of people we trust, because it's like, if we're so powerful, if everything's so good, if everything's so great, why are we worried about any human writing some shit up and putting it online? This is amazing. But these will be the same people who would try to tell children and everybody else in the school system, like, oh, don't get mad when people say things to you. You can't get mad when people say things. You should be able, like, hey, people should be allowed to call you an N-word in your face and words don't hurt. You should walk away from that, all right? But hey, if you type some code that can change the monetary system or the government, now we have a problem. Like, don't get me started. I don't got time for ranting. I actually got to shoot today. I got a commercial to shoot today. I got to get out of here. So I'm not even going to start ranting today. But this is absolutely insane. All right. But to end it on a great news story, Solana meme coin trader turns $160 into $5.6 million of viral token. When I saw what the viral token name is, I smacked my face because I should have saw this coming, because I've been seeing this meme around the clock. On-chain data shows that the trader holds $9.62 million of Chill Guy tokens worth about $5.6 million, or 9.62 million Chill Guy tokens worth about $5.6 million at current market prices. Now, something we talked about the last couple of days is liquidity. I highly doubt they can sell that for $5.6 million, which is why they probably still hold 9.6 million, because believe it, Hey, if you can get 6 million, $5.5 million off some chill guy tokens, you're selling them all immediately. The only reason you wouldn't is if you knew you would crash the market, which is probably what happened here. Now, I would say this was a great meme. If you haven't seen the chill guy meme, it's like the dog, whatever. And it's just like I saw one the other day that says it's like, I'm not it says I'm not an alcoholic. I just drink whenever my friends around because I'm a chill guy or whatever. So it's just like, or I was like, I just drink all the time because I'm a chill guy. And like, yeah, I get it. It's a funny meme, but I've been seeing them like just nonstop the last 48 hours. It didn't click. Moving forward, if you all see a meme for 48 to 72 hours straight, start looking at how to buy it or create the meme coin. It's coming. This was an easy one. I can't believe I missed it. I've been seeing this chill guy thing nonstop. I've been telling people about the chill guy meme in phone conversations yesterday. So I'm not mad at this one. It's hilarious. Data from Solana's blockchain explorer Soul Scan shows that on November 15th, a wallet made two purchases of just the chill guy meme coin. I can't believe this is a meme. It's hilarious. The trader exchanged 0.5 Solana, $238, worth around $107 at the time, for 9.6 million chill guy tokens on a Solana meme coin generator platform, Pump.fun. Oh, Pump.fun. That's why there was in the news the other day. Hours later, the trader added another about $51 to Solana for 2.8 million tokens. And again, the meme has been going crazy. I will honestly say, too, the token's value surged, reaching a peak market cap of 643 million. Is this real? Stop it. That's not real. 643 million. I hope that's not a real market cap. Oh my goodness. Just a chill guy artist threatens legal action against the tokens. Good luck, buddy. I mean, he said he already copyrighted. I guess this is your first time on the crypto internet. No one cares, but good luck. Again, I should have saw this coming after I've seen as many memes, but this is officially the signal. We see meme coins or we see memes. Coins will come. It's time to take it over on to the Solana or BNB or one of these unsmart chains to go crazy, because this is still happening. Again, probably can't liquidate it. If I had to, well, I mean, they say it got 600 and something million dollars in market cap. That's amazing. But I would say I'll at least be able to probably liquidate half of it. But that's what happens with these type of meme coin markets. All right. Other than that, that is the show for today. Some pretty good stories. Let me look at some quick comments before I call it a day. What do we have going on? What do we have going on? The True Beliefs is going on. Cramer is my crypto pops. You already know it. Eric, Crypto Chief, said a global crypto pump is coming. I believe so too. I hope so as well. Satoshi Slim says now he's a New York attorney. Who's a New York attorney? Did I just miss somebody? I think I missed somebody. Who's a New York attorney? Let's see. Spider Framer, who I like for their lights. Okay, talking about tech here. All right. I think that's about it. Oh, y'all talking about tech in the back. Laura Smith, what's going on? What up, though? Jake Fever, what up, though? I think that's about it.